Good morning, everybody. So, this story is about the first time that I hit a bong. It did not go so well. I have these friends. They were a big factor for me to start getting into plant medicine.
Sandwich.
Was kind of just everywhere, so that it was easy to get into those things. But these friends were part of the group that were with me for the first time I did shroom. They're part of that group of friends. One day they invited me out to one of their friends was having a lunch, and they wanted me to come along, so they invited me along to their friend's lunch, and I was like, hell yes, I'll come along. Always want to meet new people. I actually had met them before, not all of them, but some of them. Well, let's go and do it and see how, see what happens. So I went with them. I even drove them. So I drove to their place. They're about 25 minutes away. I drove to their place. We chatted a little bit, had a bit of a catch up. Then we made our way to, I almost said names, but I don't know if names are okay right now. But then we made our way to their friend's place. I drove us all there. Everyone was doing a bong. Everyone was doing all of this and this. This day I hadn't done anything, so I didn't have anything in my system. Maybe like a beer or two. We said hellos and all of that, and greetings and meetings and whatnot. Then this is where the story now gets juicy. After lunch, it was through lunch, so we hadn't actually eaten yet, but there were snacks and stuff around. The actual main meal was still coming, which of course is why people then started doing what they were doing, which is the bong. So of course, because we all get munchies, right? So well, I don't know about it all, but munchies is a general thing that people know about. Before the lunch was ready, they were passing around the bong, and we got into a conversation, and they asked me about it. This dude sitting at the end, he had traveled to New Zealand, which means he and I could talk about that stuff. We didn't really, but we could have. But instead, what we talked about was the bong, because he was hitting this bong, and we were just talking about it. And I decided, hey, I've never actually learned about the bong, so why don't I try that? He then started speaking to me about it and teaching me about it and how to do it and all of that stuff, because I was new to smoking and all of that. Eventually, he convinced me to give it a try, so I took the bong, and he just gave me simple instructions: light the thing at the bottom and inhale. I didn't know how I was supposed to inhale with a bong, but I was like, okay, I'll follow those instructions. Apparently, you're only supposed to light for as much as you smoke, so you should only light it for a little bit. He filled this thing up, the part where the sandwich actually goes in. He filled it up, and he didn't tell me that you're only supposed to do that little bit. So what ended up happening, I did this thing, and I went and I went and I went, and I was just inhaling maybe for a whole, and even longer than that. Right now I can't, because I got a little bit of a stuffed throat, but I went for a while, and I was lighting it and inhaling the whole time. Immediately as it hit and I stopped inhaling and it was there, I regretted it. I was like, oh no, this is not going to be a good time, because I wasn't really getting high. It felt like I was burning up on the inside. The interesting thing is, all of that weed didn't actually give me a high, because of how much my physical body was focused on the stress. It literally felt like I had a fire burning inside me. So I was like, oh my God, what the hell have I done? I don't even know how, because now I know how to smoke, and I don't even know how that would have happened. But it happened. Somehow it's like I got the burning smoke caught in my system. And there I was trying to deal with it, not knowing how to explain it to these peeps. They're just looking at me like, what the f***, dude, you're just high. And I'm like, no, I'm not just high, dude. I really feel like I'm dying. But I was still nervous around these new peeps, because I didn't know how to be super comfortable around people yet. So I was still nervous around them, and so I didn't even know what to do. I was trying to be normal. Meanwhile, I literally felt like I should be calling an ambulance. Finally, I decide I can't take it anymore. I go to the bathroom. I attempt to throw up. Nothing's coming out, because it's sitting there burning inside me. It's not actually that I have anything inside me. Eventually, I give up. I lie on the ground, and I'm really appreciating the coldness of the ground. Then next thing I know, the person that owns the house came to check on me. She knocks on the door. She goes, "Are you okay in there?" And I just go, "I'm fine." She goes, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." So she leaves, just trusting that I'll be okay. I tried to sound as normal as possible in that, but I really couldn't. She leaves though, and I lie there a little bit longer, because now food's ready. So now they're all waiting, and I'm like, no, just eat. They go to eat. I'm lying on the ground. Eventually, I get up. I attempt to make my way to the table. I make my way to the table, literally fumbling around like this, because now at this point I had hit a point of high, but it was a high of like, yes, of course the weed was involved, but also adrenaline and also whatever else was going on inside me. There was some weird stuff going on. I was just like not able to concentrate on reality. Finally, I get to the table. I sit down, they all say, eat something, you'll feel better. I think I take one bite of a sausage and I'm right back on the ground again. I literally don't even excuse myself or don't explain. I literally sit down, take a bite of a sausage, stand up, walk to the side of the table and just lie down. The table was outside on a patio. There was shade above us and the ground was nice and cold. So I lay down on the ground and I was just there like, I hear them talking in the background, the dude saying like, it's my fault because I had him try this thing. And then the others are saying, no, he'll be fine. Like they know they have gone through this. At my first festival, they were there to watch me go through the motions. They were just super chill about it. They were like, yeah, he's going through something, but let him go through it. Finally, after that, I'm still not doing super well, but at least I can function now. So I get up, I sit back at the table, kind of just have them have their chats. I'm not really engaging at this point. I'm just like, I'm okay, thank you. All of them are having a good time though. Finally, we have to go. I realize, frick, man. I have to drive. Now we walk to the car, get in, I get in. First thing I do is take a couple big breaths and turn my music on. So I was centering myself to the music because then interestingly enough, what it does is it connects me to the car. And when that happens, it doesn't matter what's going on in my mind. I'll always drive okay. It wasn't that I was high either. It was more that I really didn't feel like driving. Finally, we get there, and then these dudes, they say, are you gonna come in and do shrooms with us? I'm like, are you serious, dude? Did you see me just almost die just now, and now you're trying to make me do shrooms with you? They knew the benefits of shrooms, and they knew that doing shrooms was going to be something that I was going to do. The sooner the better, because it would open up things more. But I still had to get there. I still had to get to the point where I could say, yes, I'm happy to do the shrooms. At this point, it was still like a thing like, yes, I want to, but I'm still a bit too afraid. I was like, no, I'm okay, thank you. Finally, I left. I think they did their shrooms. I don't know. But I left. I got home. Everything was hunky-dory. So that is the first time I did a bong and how it went down and what happened. And I have never done a bong since then. Now that I know how to smoke, I think it'd be interesting to do. I just don't want to have that experience again. Oh, a side note, the dude that, just because it's an interesting thing, the dude that did the bong, when he was the one that watched me do the inhale, what he said at the end was that I had done a bucket's worth. Upon research, it's literally like you have a bucket. I don't actually remember how it works. I think it's a bucket, water bottle, or half a water bottle or something like that, but it's a bucket's worth of smoke. And he says I did approximately that much. For a first time bong, that was not a good experience. Definitely take it slowly, literally like, and then that's it. Unless you're a super hard hitter, but even then I would still rather start with that. If it's your first time, you don't know how it's going to affect you. That's this video done. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Leave comments if you've got any funny stories of your own with anything like this, and I will see you in the next video. I'm going to enjoy the sun now, so bye-bye.